Alright, everyone, what is up, and welcome to the maybe first of many or maybe first of few. It is going to be called Termy Talks. Not kind of like TED Talks, but whatever. We'll just get into this. Joining me today, we have my buddy. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Kamuy, but I guess some people call me Tim, so whatever. And yeah.
All right, so today we're gonna be talking. Sorry, I got a little bit sidetracked. Today we're gonna be talking about the Persona 5 Royal teaser that basically came out. We're gonna be talking about the new girl. So first thing, like,
red-haired protagonist, or whatever she could be.
Yeah. So like, first thing I want to know is how do you feel about the, like, her in this series now?
I feel like from what I've heard and recently from people gathering information, I feel like they're gonna make her as like an answer type thing. Like she's gonna be a post game type character, but who knows? She can honestly be the Aeon Arcana or just like another Phantom Thief.
Yeah, see, I was thinking possibly Confidant because they don't have an Aeon, and like from what she was saying, she doesn't like the way the Phantom Thieves are doing things. Well, doesn't like agree with the way the Phantom Thieves are doing things. Like just like a catchy, basically.
Yeah, because like I remember they said when they started translating in the trailer, they were saying like, oh, how she liked that the Phantom Thieves were helping people, but she didn't agree to their methods and that people should handle their problems themselves. So I was like, yeah, it was kind of in the same like view as a catchy, but it was like a little bit like different.
Yeah, like she won't end up being a backstabber, basically.
Yeah.
But I feel like she could be an actual, like, so far the fans aren't backlashing, like, so it doesn't look like she'll be how Mary was. Like a lot of people hated that character.
Like, okay, so I'm gonna go right. Like a lot of people are going to stab me in my throat for this, but I kind of enjoyed Marie. I mean, yeah, she was annoying as shit, and like she was just in it to pander for a relationship bullshit, but I kind of enjoyed her as a character in a sense due to like some of the qualities that she had. But that's just me, and like, yeah, like I know for a fact later on I'm gonna get fucking like stabbed in the neck for this. So,
I mean, I'll be honest, like I didn't really know much about her until I actually played Golden, and I didn't really get why a lot of people hated her to that extent. I mean, she wasn't my favorite, but like
she wasn't bad. Like I didn't see like any qualities like completely I can't stand this character, she needs to go. I thought she was okay, and then like me personally, I kind of mained her in Ultimax as a character, so
of course, freaking she's broken, dog. She's broken.
Shoot, you should know my characters were freaking Rise, Marie, Naoto, and Yukari. I was terrible.
Oh my god. All right, question. Do we think that she's going to possibly actually be a party member in Royal?
That's a good question. Honestly, I feel it's 50-50 because who knows what Atlas could be thinking with this character, because with this type of like, I hate that Atlas does this like announcements over announcements, but like I guess from like the little tease that we've gotten so far, I can really say it's up to speculation, and then hopefully on the 24th when they do the Persona live stream for the Sound Bomb, we could get some more news. Hopefully some more footage, which would be nice.
Sadly, that's probably when we're getting like the actual footage of Joker and Smash 2.
I'd be so done. I was like, well, what do I do?
They said before the end of April, so I bet it's the 24th.
Probably.
But that's also why I think she's probably going to be like a party member, or like you said, post-game content, like the answer, because even though the data mining can't be 100%, the people did find like that whole I think they said they found the words ponytail in probably the username thing. It was like Jack and I forget what the
Jane.
other Jack and Jane. Yeah. So I
Mm,
feel like she's definitely Joker might actually have an alt in Smash, and that's gonna be her. And I feel like they do that. I mean, they could have already had this all planned, and that's probably why
the thing is,
we
honestly, it's Atlas, so who knows what they're really planning? Because like they do this to us way too much.
yeah.
Like, especially I think especially when it came to like the dancing games, it was like, oh, a lot of speculation came around. And it was like, oh, maybe 3 and 5 would have a story, like their own little unique story to like 4, but nope, they were just like non-canon dreams.
Well, I mean, I kind of figured that when I saw Minato in Persona 3 dancing, I'm like, yeah, this ain't gonna be canon because in Persona 4 Arena they still had like
Members
Elizabeth
talk.
trying to find a way to bring him back, and he
Yeah,
wasn't
but like,
brought back yet.
speaking of Minato, I remember seeing this mod where they just changed his character model to an actual door, and like I lost it when I first saw it. So I was like, oh yeah, they really made Dorkun. The whole thing was like, okay.
That's terrible, man. They can't be doing that.
But like going back to the topic of this new character, and I think like a lot of people have been talking on Twitter that she kind of looks like Minako, or like how some people call her Hamuko. I agree in some aspects, but like of course her design is completely different. Her hair is longer, it's a darker shade of red, she has a red bow on her head, but some of the aspects that her facial features and stuff like that kind of look like hers as well. So I kind of see where people are getting from with that as well.
I mean, that's who I initially thought. Like when I first saw it, just in my Twitter feed and stuff, because I hadn't seen the videos yet, because I was at work. I was like, "What is this supposed to be, Minako or something? What is she doing here?"
When
And
I was trying to, honestly, I remember the day that the Stars and R's came out. I was trying to stay up so I could watch it, and then I passed out. I woke up and got on Twitter, and I scrolled down like trending, and I saw Persona 5 the Royale. I was like, wait a minute, no, it's not. And I click on it, and the first picture is her. I was like, oh, they did, didn't they? Like I said, there's like, so we got another female character, and like I scroll down through Twitter, it was like a bunch of comments and see, oh, they're gonna pull a Marie. I bet they're gonna pull a Marie. I was like, I'd say give them the benefit of the doubt. Who knows? We could actually have a new party member that would be really good.
yeah, because
Or
honestly,
one,
we need someone that actually just stays with the party, because that's what I really didn't like about Persona 4. Okay, spoilers by the way. Turn off your headphones if you haven't completed the game.
or
But
skip ahead like to like
yeah,
the next like
yeah,
until
I'll put it in
description.
yeah. I mean I'll put it on the video. But
Mm.
basically like how Akechi dies, and you basically lose your dark and light user, and on top of that he had like almighty and he had strong physical attacks. I'm just like, why do we gotta lose a party member like that, you know?
And honestly, it's ironic because both Detective Princess had the same type of abilities. Like Naruto had Light, Dark, and Almighty, and Akechi had Light, Dark, and Almighty.
Right.
So I'm thinking about it, like I kind of go in depth with thinking about the past 3 Persona games, because like I've been counting the cast members of each game. Like I think if I remember correctly, Persona 4 has 9, Persona 3 has 10, and then if this girl is a new party member, including Akechi, that's 11. So P5 would have the most. So if, say for instance, Royal got released a while back and she was added into PQ2. Imagine the gigantic cast it would have then. Because I have always been sitting there thinking about it. Like, if they add new characters, then that's just a bigger group to make for Persona Q.
Yeah, and like if they actually make Persona 5 Arena, it makes like the roster a whole lot bigger.
Honestly, I would not be surprised if during EVO in August we do get an announcement of Persona 5 Arena. I would be genuinely happy, because I know, here's the one thing I know for a fact. We are getting the adult versions of the Persona 4 cast. and I would love to see an adult Yukiko or Naoto.
I mean, well, I mean, you kind of did though, like the epilogue of
But yeah, that wasn't really like them being adults. That was just like a probably like.
It's close enough, man. It's like,
But like, no, like it was in April when you left in Persona. Like, okay, spoilers for whoever finished Persona 4 and got the true end. But like, it was in April when you left back home, and then it went all the way, I think, to like June or July when he got back. So it was like only a few months. It wasn't like years or something like that. And I can say like they had like a big appearance change because like Naoto and Chie grew their hair out. Kanji changed his hair back to black. Uh, Yukiko had her hair up in a bun. Like most everybody kind of went through like the little like physical changes, but nothing too big.
yeah, except for you, like you was the only one who stayed the same.
Like okay, but like speaking like going on to the protagonist, I don't think she is the female Joker because for one, well, for many reasons. For one, she's a first year while Joker and them are second years. Two, she talks. Three, she doesn't like the Phantom Thieves, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people can tell. Like, oh yeah, she's definitely not like the Joker. So, with all this, with all this evidence, it's more leading up to the fact that she's definitely not going to be, probably not going to be a party member, but maybe who knows? Like, who knows? Honestly, it's just like speculation at the moment.
Probably like her own party member because of how she feels about the Phantom Thieves. But I can see that like maybe she still ends up with the persona, right? So she goes about doing things in the way that she feels she should, and along doing this, you would be playing through her story, and maybe you would like come in conflict with the Phantom Thieves. So you end up either fighting them all together or you fight them like solo.
But thinking with this in mind, it could be something like Makoto. Like, you know how Makoto, she didn't like the Phantom Thieves. She said this, all this, and that, and then she went through her own little situation that made her have a change of heart. Maybe that could happen with this girl too, but in a different way.
But I definitely agree with the she's not a Joker thing with you because like you are right. She does talk, and like all the protagonists are silent. Unless you count the anime, because that's the anime, but in the game they're all silent. They don't talk because you, the player, give them the words.
Basically, the choices that you make throughout each of the Persona games basically reflects. Well, some people kind of go off what they would say. Like how I play, like how I usually do my first two playthroughs of Persona. I was like, oh, I would go off what I would say to these people, basically.
Yeah.
And then like some people, they just go out, oh, like they want to be the jerk, the dick, like stuff like that, to like treat people like crap. Like, and then like there's the the traditional like harem routes where everybody just dates all the girls and then gets the terrible Valentine's Day and stuff like that. But yeah, like honestly, with this character, like I remember when they started, a bunch of YouTubers started doing analysis on the character. Like the first thing that they noticed was the first year pin on her jacket. I was like, yeah, that's a definite like sign that she probably won't be the Joker. And then, of course, the talking. And then another thing that surprised me in the trailer was that she was talking to Akechi. And I was wondering, what time, like, where would this be if this was like an answer situation? Like,
it would have to be like probably before he joined them, I guess.
Maybe
or maybe like in between that, but I know it can't be when they're in Sai's palace because that whole thing, once that happens,
like that's
everything.
That's when basically Endgame comes into play.
So we'll have to. I mean, it could maybe be like right before where Akechi's standing outside of where they go into Okamura's palace, and he's just kind of standing outside there, and then they go into the metaverse. It could be like right way before that happens.
Honestly, thinking about it, it could be during the social studies trip in June, because we only get a few little peeks of them going into the the TV station talking and then doing the little thing, the little skip
Yeah.
with a catchy. What if it had another thing with another group and the girl was in that group? That would make sense.
And also he did come to their school as like a guest, you know, before. And
Before,
she could have talked to him then before like he went to the Phantom Thieves and, you know, basically told him, I know what you guys are doing and all that stuff.
Yeah, like when he left first, she probably could have been in the hallway, asked him a few questions, then he left, and then they met up with the Phantom Thieves. That would make sense, and that would be logical. But like, who knows?
Yeah.
But other, like, off the topic of the girl, on like just Persona 5, the Royal in itself, like, I wonder what else are they going to add, because they said they're going to add a bunch of events and stuff that was cut from the game and a few other things.
I feel like we definitely might get, okay, you know how when you beat the game and there's like that whole locked I think it's like a month or maybe it's 2 months.
It's January to, I think it's from January to March. Are you talking about the whole time where Joker's in? Are you talking about the whole time where Joker's in juvie?
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe that's when you play as she would actually be playable. They could make her playable during those months because like you can't do anything as Joker because you know what your position is.
Yeah. So, but like, if that's the case, then what would she do in those 3 months?
That's a good question.
Because like I know we've said spoilers, but this might just be a spoiler like video.
I mean, I'm just gonna put in the title like there will be spoilers. I'm gonna put in the description. I'm gonna post a comment. If no one can understand that by then, I don't know what to tell you.
Oh god! But like after, like honestly, after Shido and everything, like they don't really talk about much like other big criminals, like big people, because like Shido and then like the distorted desires of everyone with Yaldabaoth. Like, yeah. So that's the one thing. It was like if they do decide to do that, like what would they exactly target?
I mean, even if they got rid of like, you know, all of the disordered desires, there's still gonna be people that are out there. So maybe she just ends up finding some people. I guess I don't really know. It's like it's something really out there, but I'm just saying it's something that they could possibly have planned, you know?
Yeah.
If they unlock those dates, because you gotta think about it. If they unlock those dates, you can't do anything as Joker, so you would obviously have to play as like somebody else.
That's true. Like you really couldn't. Like all you did was just like see people, like say for instance, if you got a bunch of confidants maxed out, you would see them like try to host like petitions for you to get out early and stuff like that, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But thinking about another thing that they could add, I remember during the Hawaii trip, like they said that Yusuke couldn't go to Colorado due to a storm. Maybe they could do a little cutscene of like, you know, Yusuke in his group going to like Colorado, and then like they're saying, oh, the storm, like the plane will be indefinitely delayed. Let's change the trip to Hawaii. And like he smiles like, and like he'll like do this corny smile, and he's like, well, looks like I get to see y'all again.
I can hear it in Matthew Mercer's voice, but yeah.
Oh my god! Imagine like if Yusuke did a McCree impression, I'd probably lose my mind.
Oh my god! They need that to happen whenever Royal comes out.
Honestly, it would be hilarious if they made an Overwatch reference to Persona 5 and like give it like a different game, like Underwatch or something like that. And it was like, he's like Joker's with Yusuke at the arcade, and like as they're talking about it, Yusuke's like, oh, this looks interesting, Underwatch, and like he says, oh, my favorite character is Matt Cree, and like he says it's high noon. I was like, I would save and put the game down. I would skip that cutscene. I was like, I don't want to hear anymore. But didn't they add, like in Persona 4 Golden, didn't they add more personas in the Golden update, basically?
I feel like they did. I just can't really remember too well because I mean it's been so long since I actually touched Golden in the original Persona 4.
Same.
But
Because, like,
I know there was like the addition of there's like addition of new music, which I would hope in the Royal we get that because I'll be honest with you, hearing Last Surprise a bunch
is annoying.
yes.
But okay, speaking of Last Surprise, and anybody who's seen this video and probably remembers like the second promotional video to Persona 5 can agree with me. The original version of Last Surprise, I believe, would have been the better choice for Persona 5 because I love it to death. And I still kind of listen to it to this day. Like, I just go to the second PV and just listen to it. And the funny fact is that, like, I was looking at Persona Q2 and they actually have a little snippet of that in the game, which made me mad. I was thinking to myself, so y'all acknowledge that this was a good song, but you give us the toned down version of Last Surprise.
I don't know. Well, see, like I'd have to listen to it because I guess I didn't really pay that much attention during the PV for it.
Like, going back to the Persona thing, I feel like with Royal, they're going to not pull a Golden, but pull a Golden. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to give us the stuff that wasn't in there, but also like maybe change it up a little bit to, like, you know, shake us up.
Yeah. My only problem is gonna be that with this new character, if she actually is, you know, what we've been talking about, then I feel like Hifumi's basically scrapped as a playable party member. And that's kind of sad because she was in the running to be one. She just got cut because they're all like, well, the game might be too long. Well, okay, now you're doing Royal. So, like, there was her chance, but it's probably going to be overshadowed by, I'll just call her Jane.
People have been calling her No Name John. I was like, okay, yeah, let's do that.
Minako number 2. Also, to bring it back to Royal, so now I know we're saying this isn't another Joker, but if she does happen to be like playable like the Answer or just a party member, I would love to see what weapon she has. Because, like, okay, Persona 3 Portable, when we had the female protagonist, she had a Nagitana, and that was so cool. Like,
you know what would really be a kick in the chest if she had a Nagitana as well.
Oh my god.
People would lose their minds. Like, so they would be like, oh, Alice, so you're just gonna do this? Like,
I would
right
lose
in front of my. I would scream. I'd be mad. I was like, oh, so
probably fall on my bed, break my back. Doctors would be all like, what happened? She got a Nagatana, man. Fix me.
And the one doctor that actually knows stuff about Persona 5 was like, oh, and she's taking it back, like she's taking it back, like, oh, okay, this is a problem. Like, we gotta do something about it.
Speaking of horror, real quick, in Royal, I hope that they give more time to give her like character development, because we can all agree that it was snuffed so bad in 5 that you can't really get a feel for who she is as a character because you don't get enough time. And towards the end, like everybody says, it's like, why is she there really?
That's true, because like it was like that with a book like her and Yusuke, because like they were just there for like Shido's palace and like their fourth.
Yeah, but I mean, still, Yusuke had all the time to, you know, his character's, it's there. Futaba's character, it's there. Like, everybody's character is there. But you get this offset feeling with Haru because you just don't have enough time. There's not enough time for it to develop into anything, really.
Like, really blossom into a whole, like, you know, a character in a sense.
Yeah. Alright, I think we're kind of like at 40 minutes now, so this is probably gonna be a two-parter. But any closing remarks about Persona 5 Royal?
I hope that y'all can get mad. Y'all can get mad at me and say this, but I kind of hope that they give us at least a boy relationship option. Cause come on, man, we Persona 3 and 4.
I mean, I don't think people will get mad at you for that because there's a lot of people who want like to go the like the romance route with Yusuke, Ryuji,
But like, here's the thing though. In Persona 4, Yosuke had a
Mishima. No.
See, you gotta go, cause like, yo, no, what about fucking Sojiro? Oh my god, people will.
Nah, chill, dog. Nah, we're getting it. That's. Oh, I was gonna say that's illegal, but then like, I mean,
we screwed Kawakami. What you mean?
There's the nurse, and there's a teacher. So it's like, okay.
There's a nurse. There's a teacher. There's a reporter. There's a fortune teller.
The reporter. Yeah.
There's like four red flags right there.
Yeah, never mind. I can't even say anything about Sojiro then. Statement redacted.
I think the scary, like, if they added the dude dating options, I think the scariest one would probably be EY, since he used to be in the Yakuza. So like, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, oh Jesus, you putting yourself in like a sticky situation. But other than that, yeah, that's all I got.
Alright, for my closing marks for Persona 5 Royal, I hope two things. The first thing is, of course, Haru. Haru gets her character development, and a guy can wish, but Hifumi becomes part of the party members too. Second thing is, please, Mementos is gonna probably have more quotes again. Please do them. Go play Tales of Vesperia, Atlas, if you haven't. Go play any Tales of games. You have skits. You can press start and go to a menu and go over any skit that you've already seen, so you don't have to go through countless like 3 hours just to find certain quotes because you want to laugh or something. Or you want to upload them to YouTube like I did. Oh my god.
You feel like you were struggling getting all them quotes, because like I sat there looking at every single one. I was like, how long did how long did that take you to get each quote from every single Mementos trip, from every single party member, from every single time? Like, that must have took you forever.
So combined all together, I have like 20 parts, don't I?
I'm not sure. I think it's 9. No, from what I remember, it's either 19 or 20. I remember 19.
Well, I did some of. I went and redid it like 2 parts in Japanese. I never finished that. People are probably mad at me, but come on, man, that's
a lot. Like,
it's taxing. But all combined together, that's like, I would say a good 36, maybe 38 hours. And when I was recording, I record the quotes for about. I drive around in Mementos for about 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours, and then I would condense it down into a video. And normally it'd be like 10 to 15 minutes.
So like, do you usually just switch out a party member, go around with the selected cast, and then switch them out each time? Like, you'll go from, say for instance, you'll take out Haru, do all like the group, like put in Makoto. So like, say Makoto, Ryuji, Yusuke, and Morgana, you go do them, then you go back out, you go back in, you go back out, and then so on and so forth.
Sometimes I'd actually do that because I was testing like how the RNG worked. I didn't know if it like mattered who you had in your party, but then I kind of found out it didn't really matter, so I stopped like switching out and just, you know, drove around for those countless hours trying to get different quotes.
I guess it's like, since like in actuality they are all in the car, so that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. And the cool thing is that when you don't have a catchy in your party anymore, they actually don't have them in the quotes anymore. So that's like a neat little thing. You know, you would think they didn't go back and fix that.
Like, they won't even like talk about him at all, like in like post-mortem.
I still think like some of their quotes where they actually do talk about Akechi, like even before he joined, I think they still do, because I think there was like a few quotes where they actually talk about him before he's even in the party.
Like, ooh, speaking of the catchy, I want to talk about him, but we got to do it in part 2 because, like,
Yeah.
I want to go in on the catchy, honestly.
And okay, here we've come to the ending of the part where you can now. I'll put this ending in both parts. So if you have any social media or anything that you want people to, follow you on or.
Oh yeah. Of course. Follow me on Twitter at Nino Kamuy. Just like Twitter. Just follow me on Twitter. Like I may not be as like video frenzied as like Term over here, but I make you laugh. I'll make you laugh from time to time. Okay.
And y'all already know where to find and follow me at. I'll leave those links in the description anyways. I'll put them up here on the video right now. Twitter, I have a dead Discord server if you want to hop in there. I sometimes talk in there. I always have my Discord up. And my
I'm a
YouTube.
moderator, so like.
Yeah, he's a moderator there.
Yeah, it's a dead server, but I may post music in there from time to time when I'm feeling like it.
We should just start doing that like every day, just a new music. There.
Oh, definitely. Especially, I think we should do a Persona song of the week, and like oh, that would be good. I like that idea.
Yeah, guys, join the Discord. I'll try to be more active on games too, so like, I'll just post, hey man, we're about to host this Smash lobby, come beat me up. Especially when Joker comes out. We playing Smash all day when Joker comes out.
Joker and Jane, the tag team of death.
And yeah, so before this video ends and we say our goodbyes, I want to put up on the screen here, it's a Crunchyroll Premium guest pass. Here it is. It's going to be on both parts. Well, no, it's going to be on just this part 1 so that you have it there. I'll probably, in part 2, I can't really give you anything because I only have one guest pass, so
Oh, what kind of advertisement is this? Jesus, it's like one of those.
Hey, they're not sponsoring me, man. I'm trying to do something good. All right.
Oh
so
my god.
when you use this guest pass, please post in the comments that you took it so everybody knows it's taken. And yeah, we'll see you guys the next video. Well, I'll see you guys next video, and
I may be there.
Tim will see you the next podcast or the next video. He might be in it. Who knows?
Bye.
Peace out. I didn't even get to use my burst because once I had it, he just decided to start attacking me for no reason.
Oh yeah, that's why he didn't even give me nothing. Move. Ah!
Get out.
I didn't even get hit by him. I got hit by a jumper.
Why are they out here?
I kill him.
Oh, he's doing it.
Okay, he's doing it. Oh no, this stupid origami.
Oh, what hit me? I didn't even see him behind me. What? Oh, man.